I know you guys like actually hum that to yourselves.
I do.
I do sometimes. I'm like, I'm pumped and I'm like,
let's go.
The Overflow Show. It's premium members only, and I'm here with my main men, Kendall, Lefty, McKee, and Dr. Chad Guell. What's up, fellas? Kendall taking a sip of his La Croix. What flavor?
La Croix. What's up, fellas? It's a
Dr.
nice
Chad
Monday afternoon.
Living large in
nice.
the Dr. Chad house.
Dude, play us a ditty on that piano,
I'm
Dr.
unmuting
Chad.
him. See, can I unmute him?
Oh yeah, I can. I muted. I muted myself. I was coughing there. So, yes.
Play us a
Chad's
ditty.
made so much money flipping sports cards that he has that wonderful home. Look at that.
Should I can play Happy Birthday on the piano. That's about my expertise.
Yeah, if you could walk over there for us real quick. And
just go lift up your arm. All right. This is fun. You guys are two of my favorite people in the world. I'm lucky I get to talk to you twice today.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Right back at you.
Premium members, welcome. The Overflow Show. We are answering your questions. So that's what we're doing. Up first, let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Up first, Irvin Ramirez, premium member, asks, at what point or percentage would you say ROI is good to take? I hear people say 30% profit is good. I have trouble gauging on when to take profit or just wait to see if it goes up a little more than sell. I would like to hear your opinion on the subject. P.S. I have your free 1-year membership and I'm in the middle of a 20-card sub play to PSA. I promise as soon as I make profit, I will donate you cash because you guys give a lot of great content and plays. So Irvin's in his free trial period. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Irvin. Chad, you go first. What do you think? Profit, ROI.
Well, I mean, it's different for everybody, but my take on that is profit is profit. And I learned very early on in flipping, the longer I waited and the greedier I got, the more money I lost, not made. So my advice is if there is a profit there to take it, whether it is 1% or 100%. Profit is profit. And the name of this game is flipping, not holding. Holding is for PC. Flipping is what we are talking about. And flipping means that you turn it and you turn it fast. The faster you can turn it, that percentage, whatever the percentage is, it compounds. So flip fast as you can, take the profits. Sometimes losses are as good as profits. Sometimes we've talked on this show, in my Jordan Walker submission of the 20 cards, I had 4 PSA 8s. According to the math, I wasn't supposed to get any, but I did. And I put them out there for $10 a piece just to launch them as quick as I could. That's about with what I paid for the card plus the grading, that's about a $15 per card loss. And I'm just happy to put the money back in the bank and roll it into the next play.
Yeah, sometimes clear is better than green, or green is better than clear sometimes. So,
Absolutely.
like, for instance, this clear PSA 9 Mason Hour slab, I invested in this hoping it was a PSA 10. It's a PSA 9. I put it on eBay as soon as I got it back. So I just want it to be green rather than clear, if that makes sense. So the average profit margins that I used to shoot for when I was doing retail was between 10 and 15%. And so I do think it varies by industry, but I think the average profit margin that I am shooting for is a 20%. And then no matter what, like this is like no holds bar, nothing, not any of my PC cards or anything. If I 3X something, I sell it no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're talking about our personal strategy, maybe I am a little bit greedy. My goal is to double my money on everything I do. That way, if I miss my mark and it comes in at 30 or 40%, I'm not disappointed because I lost money. So when I shoot for I shoot for 100% return on investment. I don't hit it all the time, but that's what I shoot for. Like that play we just talked about with my Ellie De La Cruz's. I flip those very, very fast, and the money is liquid. So I almost doubled my money with the Ellie De La Cruz play. But if you shoot for a target of 10%, my experience is that you often end up closer to 5% or 2%. So I always aim high. I look to double my money in everything I do, which is why when Paul was doing those cracks early on, those 50 cracks, I was like, that's a little bit riskier than what I would have taken.
Big time.
So I look for 100% return on investment, and I usually end up somewhere in that 45 to 50% range.
And keep in mind, guys, that eBay is taking a 13.5% cut of every sale that we're making.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's an eBay question coming up along those lines. But I like your guys' answers. Good stuff. Irvin, hopefully that helps. Mark Smadja.
We talked to Mark this morning.
Yeah, Mark was in the live show this morning.
He was. So
Mark's a real estate broker, right?
He is, yeah. Mark's very intelligent, asks good questions, and has good insights. He says, thanks for the shout out on the last episode. Hope all is well with you and the team. I was going through some of my cards from back in 2011. I have tons of Panini Football Rookies and Stars 2011, including 2 sealed boxes. Can't find much of those cards in Market Mover, so I guess it's all worthless, but I thought I would ask in case there could be hidden gems. So let me pause real quick on this and show what I found on eBay. It's funny because the cover of this box, I was like, who is that? And it's Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert and Adrian Peterson are on the cover. Gabbert. So yeah, they go for just over $200. I mean, you can go buy them for $200. So that's the answer to that part of the question. Not sure. Like, I mean, 2011, I guess.
Is that Cam Newton?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because AP was 09, right? That would have been AP, Calvin Johnson, Marshawn Lynch. So 2011.
What set is this?
Rookies and Stars. So Andy Dalton, I think, is in there, perhaps. 2011 NFL draft. But I mean, Andy Dalton is not a name. Like, that's not, I think it is Cam Newton. Yeah, Cam Newton, Von Miller, AJ Green, Patrick Peterson, Julio Jones, JJ Watt, notable.
Yeah, I mean, that one's probably notable.
Yeah, so I think those are the most. Andy Dalton was an early second round pick. Colin Kaepernick, but I mean, not a whole lot. But I mean, better than some years for sure. Like, those are some decent names. So
when's Aaron Rodgers' rookie year?
Who cares? He sucks.
2005.
Oh, okay,
just kidding, Lefty. Sorry.
Julio Jones. Okay. Julio Jones. The Kaepernick, believe it or not, is actually a fairly highly liquid card. It's not a card I would collect or flip, but
wait, can you just say his name again?
Kaepernick. Julio Jones is a good card.
The Wisconsin accent.
Yeah, well, he was from Wisconsin. He grew up not too far from here.
It's like how Michiganders talk too. It's the same. Yeah,
I'm not quite as bad as the UP.
I grew up with Chad Guell talking in
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick.
Members only, dude. Love it.
So yeah, so for Mark, I mean, sure. Okay, so
sell the boxes.
Yeah, sell the boxes.
Take what you can and invest them into something that has that you could have some long-term value. These boxes, if you can get $200 a box, I think that's an absolute gift.
Yeah.
So take whatever you can get and roll it into something that you can flip or hold long term. Those are not collectible boxes for anybody.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any sales at that level, but that's what they're listed for. So I mean, I would I agree. Take what you could get. Like
Just
that.
put it on auction, honestly. Just see what
If,
it goes.
if it were Topps or Topps Chrome, I'd say you might have a little bit more something, but the rookies and stars, it's just not a collectible piece.
I think
It's very low end entry level. It didn't, that's just flip, take the money and put it into something that you can either make some money or something that you want to hold for long term.
Agree. He also says two more things from Mark. He says, another question is about grading thick patch cards. Is it worth it in general? And then his example is kind of funny, but nothing against your example, Mark, but it is kind of funny. I have a 2011 Andy Dalton out of 50 patch for the rookies and stars. Hard to grade. I say they are. They're not like thick.
They're extremely hard to grade.
Very hard to grade. Extremely
hard to grade. To get a 10 in a thick card is very, very difficult. Lots of 7s, 8s. You actually see more 7s and 8s than you do 9s and 10s. Yep. A 9 is a really, really good grade for a thick card. I actually would recommend, if you're going to do thick cards, to send to BGS, because you get a lot of 9.5s, and they'll outsell a PSA 8.
Yeah, and even PSA 8's like the highest grade that I typically see with the thicker patch cards, and also SGC is not a bad option for those. I've had some thicker cards graded like SGC 9.5s and stuff. So hard to get 10s, but I'd take an SGC 9.5 over a PSA 8 probably. I mean, they're probably about equal though. So
yeah, about the only thing that you're going to want to grade if it's a thicker card would be, a high-end Panini card like a National Treasures, Immaculate, RPA type things.
That being said, the most expensive Patrick Mahomes card that's ever sold is an 8.5, I think. BGS 8.5.
Right, because they just don't grade very well. But
at that point, it's just to keep it safe.
Exactly.
The Deborah Roberts' card, Lefty. Deborah might be.
Don't even get me started.
Premium member. She's a premium member. Deborah, shout out. All right. Anyway, that one was for Lefty though. So okay, we love you, Deborah, but you kind of drove us nuts with your Patrick Mahomes questions in the Facebook group. But still, we love you. Okay. Mark also says, on a side note, I was able to score 20 Corbin Carroll on eBay for a total of $282. This is,
let's go.
He's talking, Chad, about the 2019 Bowman Draft Chrome Raw.
Yeah, that's
CDC 125. That's
a
great
play. Yeah, he want to turn a quick profit, I'll buy him from you. No, get those, do the 20 card play there, Mark, in all seriousness. Those cards have been inching up the last few weeks. I think they're going to continue to inch up. He's going to probably be a starter in the All-Star game. Like Lefty said this morning, he's got a legitimate shot at MVP. He's something.
He literally has this almost the same stats to 100 games as Mike Trout does. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah, that's incredible. Love the stat dropping. And the card is not cheap. I mean, great work by Mark for getting it for that price. So yeah, get him submitted, Mark. Love it. And let us know how it goes. He says, I also picked up 12 Ellies, which are going to PSA also. So
is this from Mark?
This one was also from Mark. Yep.
Mark, if you want to send them to me, I'll pay for the grading. We'll split the profits. How about that?
Oh, offer from Lefty. Not a bad offer. Not a bad offer on a base card. Mark, good stuff. Way to get those for like $28 a pop, because now they're going for more than that. So nice job. All right. Matt Esterman. What up, Matt? He says, so eBay takes their cut out of the sale price, right? So what would stop me from selling a $100 card for 1 cent and making my shipping cost $100? Therefore, they get no cut. And I say, Matt, not a bad thought, but this is myth, my friend. eBay takes their cut of the entire portion of what the buyer pays, including the shipping. So you are not pulling this over on eBay. And
not the first person to think of that idea, which is why they charge it on the whole works.
Yep. All right, next up is Buckeye Dill. So buckle up your seatbelts for Buckeye Dill, because this is a long one. It's a good one, though. I already know my answer because I studied this. Buckeye, we love you, man. You are bringing it so strong these days. Buckeye Dill is just like making a case for being the next Chad Guell here.
He's doing great.
Really like the ideas for baseball prospects you've mentioned during the shows and articles. I know those aren't usually instant flips and could be longer holds when the player gets called up. I'm okay with that, especially since most of these aren't high dollar cards at this point. Currently, I've stashed away 12 2023 Bowman Chrome Spencer Jones, shout out Lefty, 13 2023 Bowman Chrome Justin Crawford firsts for their call up or the next big news cycle. I would like to do the same for a few other prospects, but don't have the funds to get 10 cards or more of 5 or 6 players. Got it. This is probably true for a lot of people, right? Myself included. Like I'm not out there buying 20 of the same guy. I probably will one day, but I need to end doing other things first so that I could focus on doing that. But anyway, so with this in mind, if you had $200 to spend, which 2 to 3 players would you pick from these 5? I can throw it up on the screen here for Lefty because I know he's probably gonna need that. So hold on one second.
So I was already like, pay attention.
So Corbin Carroll, his first list comes in at $15 each, so 10 cards. Lefty's good at math. He's probably better at math than I am, so that's $150. Colton Cowser, another CC, first Chrome, $4 to $5 each, 10 cards, $40 to $50. Colt Keith, Lefty's boy, first Chrome, $4 to $5 each, 10 cards, $40 to $50. Zach Geloff, is that how I say it, Lefty? First Chrome, $3 each, 10 cards, $30. Or Chad's guy, Curtis Mead, first Chrome, $2 each, 10 cards equals $20. Now he's got, I love Buckeye Dill is amazing. Option 1, Carolyn Cowser, $200. Option 2, Carolyn Keith, $200. Option 3, Carol Geloff and Mead, $200. Option 4, just splitting them up between 4 out of the 5 guys. Cowser, Keith, Geloff, Mead, $150 total. Any of these options jump out or some other combination? Lefty, since you were paying such great attention, you go first, man.
Get rid of Geloff. Cowser is not getting as much love as some of the other guys in his farm system. So honestly, what I would do here is split $200 between Corbin, Keith, and Mead. They're all top tier prospects.
Okay, so modified option 4, basically. You're saying get rid of Geloff, add some of whoever you sprinkle back in a little bit more Mead or a little bit more Keith kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Chad, what do you think?
I like Lefty's idea. I would replace Geloff with Soderstrom, another one of his A's.
Bang, bang.
So Soderstrom is a little bit more expensive than Geloff, but Soderstrom is ready to. I think Soderstrom will be called up sometime in July, by August, early August at the very latest. He might get called up by the All-Star break because he is just mashing the baseball.
Yeah. The problem is their 2 best players are first base and catcher.
Right.
So it's just like, what do you do?
But so I would of the options that he gave, I like Lefty's idea the best. I think that Mead, Carroll's already up, so there's his stuff continues to creep up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Carroll's the safest play, even though it's the most expensive play. But for return on investment, I would stay away from Carroll, and I would do Soderstrom, Keith, and Mead. That's what I would do for return on investment, just simply because Carroll's going to tie up a lot of that $200.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, makes sense. I agree. Like and like Buckeye Dill, if you can get those at $15 each, that's awesome. But
yeah, we just saw one for 30. So
they're like 30.
Yeah, I think he sent that question, if I'm not mistaken, like a week or so ago. They're doing about $35 now, and they're up to about 35. Been watching it because I too was thinking maybe I should have bought in some more Carroll, but I just think he's a lock for his prices continuing to rise.
Curtis Mead is actually not playing well this year.
I know he's not, which is why his cards are $2 a piece, and that's why I would. Matter of fact, I have been. I think I've bought probably 100 Curtis Mead cards in the last 30 days. Because at $2 a piece, what can they go to, $1? It's very low floor, extremely high ceiling. He's been injured a lot this year. He had hamstring, then his ankle, then his wrist. He's having a little bit of an injury issue this year, but I still believe he's going to get it straightened out because his metrics look great.
Even his numbers are fine. I don't understand why his WRC plus is so low.
Hey, Lefty, what is WRC plus?
Wins above replacement, runs per plate appearances scaled where 100 is average. Basically, in layman's terms, it puts everybody in the same ballpark. Mm-hmm. Like it factors out ballpark advantages. And so the average is 100. And so it's depending on how good of a hitter are you based on if everybody was in the same ballpark.
Interesting. Yeah, baseball should have a stat like that. That makes sense. Okay, so my answer is I'm going to modify it actually because nope, you know what? I'm going to stay with what my original answer was. My original answer is Carroll and Keith, option number 2. The reason why is, for me, you have a longer runway to get Keith's cards graded because he's probably one of these guys that's further away from a call up than other guys. And like Chad throwing in Soderstrom, like that's also, obviously Carroll's already up and like playing well, but because he's gaining in popularity, I think you're diversifying your portfolio there, even though you're paying more for Carroll cards now than you might be in the future or would have a month ago. He's still on the rise as a player and he's going to be liquid. So I like the liquidity of Carroll and I like the upside of Keith and the runway to get his cards graded. And I also am about trying to narrow my focus with stuff. So I don't want 3 or 4 different guys. I just don't. I want 1 or 2 in this play. So I'd go Carroll and Keith. Keep it simple. You've got the stud and then you've got they're both prospects, but you've got like basically the stud prospect and then you've got the flyer prospect.
Let me offer just a flyer here. What if this guy is very much turning it around right now? You can get him at cheaper prices than some of these guys that are on this list here. But if you wanted to play a more conservative play, similar to the Corbin Carroll play, but not as pricey in terms of right now he's amazing, but a guy who's really, really turning it around, is go buy some Bowman First Chromes of Spencer Torkelson.
I like that. I like that a lot. What do you think, Chad? I mean,
I like the Torkelson play, but his stuff is so cheap because he was so bad. I don't think I'd take the risk of buying first raws. I'd buy his 10s.
PSA 10s.
I'd buy the 10s right now. I mean, they are
matter
with his little bit better play. I had 4 of them on PS. I had 4 that I sold recently, but I was happy to see him go. I thought I was going to get stuck with them. I kept, the way I do eBay is I do a reverse auction, so I put them at a buy it now price, and every 30 days I lower them $5 a piece until they disappear. And his stuff was
Rob Masora, the Dutch auction.
Yeah. And I was afraid I was going to get stuck with them, but I ended up I sold 2 at $35 and 2 at $25.
Great
so
price.
I averaged about $30 a piece, and I was excited to get rid of them.
That's a great price.
Torkelson's, Chad just crushed this answer where he said buy the PSA 10s, because I think this is where you go back to a guy who was called up almost a couple years ago. Not literally 2 years ago, but pretty close. And now you're in a situation where
called him up way too early, to be honest.
Yeah, right. So I mean, he's the number 1 overall pick in 2020. 2020 was a completely lost year. There literally was no minor league baseball. And then he was called.
So I guess
up.
They got him at bats, which is fine, but
yeah, I mean, he played college ball, so he's got a little bit more. He's got a little bit more experience than some of the other guys because of that. But I mean, the Tigers are okay this year, but they're not a great. They're obviously like not a contender yet, but they're they're a decent overall franchise in Major League Baseball. And so he's going to be, he's scheduled to be like one of the faces of that franchise.
He will have his day. He'll have his day.
He's a 3 or 4 hitter in the lineup. And I mean, that's the kind of guy you want, especially at a $30 Bowman Chrome First PSA 10 right now.
So since Lefty got to throw in a curveball, I'm going to throw in a curveball as well. If he doesn't care about time to flip, I think the 2 Ellie De La Cruzes of 2024, the early call-ups, if they don't I don't think they'll make the squad and coming out of preseason. Anyways, James Wood and Jackson Chourio.
Yes.
Right now their stuff is, you can buy them. The firsts are $8, $10, $12. I think those cards will be just like the Ellie's when those 2 guys hit the majors. I think their 10s are going to be, $60 to $80, $90, maybe $100, like Ellie was. Ellie got all the way up to $125 for his base 10. But James Wood and Chourio, if you're not worried about this year, those are 2, in my opinion, the 2 highest prospects that I'm looking forward to hitting the big leagues in 2024.
So I agree 100%. And I know Just Baseball does a way better job of MLB.com top 100. So let me throw out the disclaimer, Lefty, before you get mad that I'm pulling up this list. However, in the hobby, unfortunately, this is what the hobby pays attention to. So Chourio is number 1, and he has the ETA, to Chad's point, of 2024. He's 19 years old. Honestly, this is maybe a little Brooks Lee that I'm sprinkling in, and I'm sprinkling in a little Drew Jones. I know Lefty doesn't like that, but I am because he's got the hype train behind him, and he's got a 2026 ETA. Let's see if I can be that patient. I don't think so. But Jackson Chourio, maybe a little Brooks Lee, and some Drew Jones. Those are the 3. Those are the 3 that I'm buying. Haven't said that on the main show yet, but those are the 3 prospects that I'm buying because, like, Chourio is he's like Caleb Williams. Like you know that something's going to happen. Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Yeah. And when that happens, there's going to be a spike in his prices. Chourio is going to get the call up right away in 2024. So why not just buy an S ton of Chourio right now and then flip him then? I mean, I like.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
But I love James Wood right here, number 6. So I love that. Look at Mayer. Boom. Mayer's another guy.
Mayer's the guy I'm buying.
Only buy Chourio and Mayer cards.
Yeah, Mayer being from the Boston's such a mess that he might make it. He might get called up yet. I don't know. Mayer.
Hopefully not this year. Golly, hopefully not.
It wouldn't surprise me if he got.
It wouldn't surprise me, buddy.
Because Boston is such a mess right now.
They are a mess.
All right, so Lefty's gonna like this next one. Chad probably will too, because he knows everything about everything. So, but this is in Lefty's wheelhouse. So, new audience member, excited to introduce a gentleman named Mish. His name is Michel, but everyone calls him Mish. He spells it phonetically for me. It's M-I-C-H, but he spells it phonetically for me, so I know it's M-E-E-S-H. I wanted to quickly introduce myself and thank you for the content you put out. For a couple of months now, I've been listening to your podcast and 2 or 3 other sports card podcasts on a daily basis. I absolutely love what you, Lefty, and Chad are doing. I'm learning a ton with every episode. I look forward to subscribing with premium content with more time and money to invest in the hobby. Good news for you, Mish. It's free for 30 days. Do that. A couple of weeks ago, I bought my first ever box of sports cards, retail Donruss Soccer, and was lucky enough to pull, get ready for it, a Vini Jr. Vini Jr. Pitch Kings.
Are you kidding me?
Out of 25.
Wow.
So Mish, not sure.
Congratulations.
Just stop where you're at. Just stop. It's not going to get better than this for you, Mish.
So Lefty's pumped about it. So I ran, like, there are no comps of this card because it's out of 25, but a Benzema sold for $15.54.
Yeah, I would think this is like a $50 card.
50-ish, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the base version sells for $1. That's about right. This is not even out of the same set, but this is a top same year out of 25 Vini Jr. first edition paper, $55. So just kind of comping it out. We think it's about a $50 card. That's great. What did he say he pulled this out of? He pulled this out of a retail Don Russ. That's
so maybe $25.
That's doubling your money right there. So yeah, he said I tried to find comps on eBay and 130 point. There you go. We think that's what it is. We're good enough to tell you that's what it is. That's what this card is. Good work. We're awesome enough to just know that.
Mish, I also know a Michelle who is Brazilian, so I wonder if you are also Brazilian, considering your name is Michelle or Mish, and you also are a soccer fan. So, if so,
Vini Jr.
You love Vini Jr. probably.
You do.
So
I do.
In that case, just keep it.
It's a great card. Good work. Hopefully we helped you there, Mish. You were looking for a comp. We think it's about a $50-ish card. All right, here's one sort of out of left field. There's a guy.
Love left field.
Yeah, left field's okay. I played second base, but always kind of wished I played shortstop. I prefer shortstop, but it's kind of on the way to left field. So anyway, Trey Kegley from the Facebook group DM'd me on Facebook about a golfer named Ludvig Aberg.
Oh, Lordy.
He's the first PGA University golfer to earn a tour card immediately. Finished 25th at the RBC. His debut.
Is he from like Arizona State or something like that?
Texas Tech.
Tech, yeah. Down there. I knew he was down in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Down in there somewhere.
Hold on, Dr. Chad.
Texas, Arizona.
Dr. Chad,
Big
not
ass
experienced in geography. Just so we
well, Texas, Arizona, down someplace warm.
Those big ass states somewhere in the US. This guy is the real deal. When he gets a sports card, get it, Trey says. I say, SI Kids card coming. There it is. I mean, that's really all that golf has when this happens. I mean, Upper Deck barely even makes golf cards anymore, which is they need to do a better job making golf cards. But anyway, wanted to throw that out for the premium members. Trey Kegley, thank you for that. Ludvig Aberg, Mike LaCusta had no idea who that was. So clearly Trey is way ahead of the game. All right, up next, David Sander in the Facebook group says, had a question on eBay. Should you pay the additional money to promote your listings? Our woman, Deborah Roberts, comes in and answers a little bit. What do you guys think about this? Have you ever done
I say heck no.
Okay.
I say it depends.
I have promoted 4 cards in my life of selling on history. All 4 cards are still in my portfolio. My
opinion is promote if you're doing an auction style listing. Do not if you're doing a buy it now style listing. That's my opinion. I promote every one of my auction listings. I promote
everyone.
I did only buy it nows.
Dr. Crack does everyone, and Lefty does none of them. But it's because
that's because of buy it now. I never do it on a buy it now. It's useless on a buy it now. It's, I think, extremely helpful on an auction style listing.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. And they only take a
cut
of, they take like 2% more out of it or something, right?
It's a percentage of the sale price. Yes.
Yeah.
So instead of 12.5 or 13.5%, it winds up around 15.25% if you do the promotion.
Yeah. So I don't hate it. I think it's probably more necessary when you don't sell as often and you don't have maybe as much sales history. Mm-hmm. And I do a lot of I spend a lot of time on social media, like promoting the fact that I have auctions up. So like rather than pay eBay the extra 2%, I will post all the time on Twitter and Instagram while I have my auctions up.
So here's the reason why.
Emails, Paul.
And I will send emails to everyone.
I have cards up for sale.
Hey guys, love you all. Sorry to bother you, but I'm selling cards, so please bid.
The reason why you do it on the auction style listings and it does no good on the buy it now listings is what it does is it brings eyeballs to the listing. And if you have a buy it now listing and you might be going for all the money, you might get a few watchers, but it's not going to create a sale. Whereas auction style listings, if you start them at $1 and let them run, the more eyeballs you can get on it, the better chance you have of bringing a new world record when that auction ends. So it's very helpful in an auction style listing. That's the reasoning why.
Yep.
I like it.
And I feel like there's I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a certain scenario where you actually do have to pay regardless of whether or not the item sells.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if the item doesn't sell on an auction, I don't think you have to pay anything.
Hang on, I'll be right back in 1 second.
So we're going to move, no problem, Chad. So we're going to move over to Lefty and I are going to answer Buckeye Dill's next question, which is, I was thinking of investing in a bulk purchase of Corbin Carroll PSA 10s and save the price of, save the step of purchasing raw and grading. So I didn't combine the two, but we actually talked about this concept. So back to what Buckeye Dill was talking about a minute ago. We said the same thing. Lefty and Chad said it for Torkelson. We said it for Jackson Churio, other guys. If I can get them for $70 each, do you think there's a decent upside in the next 2 to 3 months? Could this card break the $100 mark? I think it already has, actually.
It already has.
Yeah.
I bought mine this week for $101.
So Lefty thinks it's going to continue to go up if that's the case. Bringing Chad back into the stream. So
I think it probably ends somewhere around 150.
We're talking Corbin Carroll PSA 10 base Bowman Chrome first, Chad. Where do you think it ends up price wise? It's currently at $108
by the end of the year.
At its peak.
Yeah.
At its peak. Well, Ellie peaked out for his base at 125, and although I think Corbin's going to win Rookie of the Year, possibly NL or MVP, I don't think he peaks out as high as Ellie did. I think 115, 120 is probably max for the base.
Okay.
What did Lefty think?
Lefty said 150. Higher. So
I didn't know what the average Ellie Chrome did.
Yeah, I mean Ellie is
I do know that the 2019 is a lot more shorter printed than 2021 though.
That's true, but Ellie's the most hyped player I can remember in the last Julio Rodriguez, true. I guess, but I think Ellie even had more hype than Julio did, if that's possible. And if you look at Julio's prices, Julio also topped out around 125, 130 last year for his base. He might have tickled 150 at the end of the year, but I don't know. Maybe 150. I don't know. I would say 120, 125 would be my best guess.
Yeah, I think now that him comparing it to Ellie, it makes it less like just arbitrary for me. So I would agree with what Chad's saying.
Okay. So the answer to Buckeye Dill's question is yes, absolutely.
I would say that's probably a conservative number, but still I would agree.
I agree. I just don't like throwing out a number that, it might get to. I think it will get to 120, 125.
So Buckeye Dill's question is like, should he buy the PSA 10? I don't know. I said literally a second ago that the answer is yes, but I'm gonna change my answer. No. To spend $100 to make 20, maybe, is not the greatest move to me.
Depends on where he lives, but in Wisconsin, I've got 5.5% sales tax. So I buy a card for $100. You got $5 shipping. You got 5.5% sales tax. So I've got $112 tied up into a $100 card.
Yeah.
Now I sell that card for $125, and eBay takes out their fees. I net $105, and I lost $7. I mean that just doesn't make any sense to me at all. You're much better off with the plays that you had. Take your $200 and invest it into something that can turn some money. Don't try and get cute with Corbin's already graded cards. That ship sailed already. It would have been okay to do back in February, March, but don't do it now.
Yeah, just buy Jackson Churio. Like, just do the same thing, but with Jackson Churio.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, Buckeye Dale. All right, so 10% sales tax in Tennessee.
And just so we're transparent, I got my Corbin Carroll PSA 10 for free as a gift. So,
happy gift. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, Tom Lecklider just got my SI for Kids Victor submissions back, 1-6 and 1-7. I'm stoked. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm doing a crack and submit on Aaron Rodgers rookies. Why? He sucks. Can't wait to give you an update. He sucks.
Hey, you never came up with what Lefty and I have to do if when we're right. Not if we're right, but when we're right.
Okay. I have to come up with what you guys have to do.
Yeah, because you're going to wear. Well, I mean, it really doesn't matter, right, Lefty? Because he's going to be wearing the Aaron Rodgers jersey at the end of the year. That's just
you have to define success and failure first. So you define success and failure, and then I'll come up with what you guys have to do. There has to be. It can't just be like an arbitrary gray area if he's good or not. You guys have to. Maybe it's just like the line.
I think what about they will be over 500?
Well, shit. I mean, aren't they expected to win the Super Bowl?
They're going. Yeah, they're going.
You're the one doing all the
talking. To the playoffs. You said he was going to suck. He wasn't going to win 4 or 5 games. So,
how about this? He will lose in the first round of the playoffs or worse. I'm not going to say the Jets will miss the playoffs, but I will say he will not. How about this? He will not win a playoff game this year.
That sounds like backtracking. You said that he wasn't going to win 4 or 5 games.
You said 4 or 5
I never said that. Did I say that?
Yes, you were like, he's not going to win 4 or 5 games. He's going to be hurt by November.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. I probably did say that.
You did, which is why we came up with this challenge for you.
Okay. How about they miss the playoffs?
Yeah. Miss the playoffs, make the playoffs. That sounds fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There it is. Shake on it.
So now I will think about what I will do if you guys win the bet, what I have to do, or what
you gotta buy a Rodgers jersey.
Wait, what do I have to think about again? I have to think about
what Lefty and I are going to do if Rodgers misses the playoffs.
Okay, what you guys
because you're going to be wearing a Rodgers jersey for an entire episode of Sports Card Strategy Show when he makes the playoffs.
Okay, so I need to think of something.
You can't be like this.
No, I'll proudly wear the Rodgers jersey. It'll be a Cal jersey or something. All right,
be kind of sick, actually.
Okay, I'll think.
Denny one time order one up through Graybos.
Absolutely. All right, Tom's question is. He has a collection. His dad's collection. He's cracking and submitting a Jordan promo card, which is sweet. Those are sweet. I wish I had one of those. His question is, he's getting a bunch of his dad's old submissions back. The 86 Fleer Jordan got a PSA 6. Few other Jordans graded well. The best of the bunch was an Isaiah Thomas 86 Fleer that came back up 10. Wow, that's amazing. I've heard you guys talking about how stickers don't grade well at PSA. I had submitted a bunch of 86 Fleer stickers, including Jordan. They came back ungradable. I'm wondering if I should try again with SGC. If I remember right, SGC is better at grading sticker cards. Should be an interesting experiment. As for buying right now for me, I love Colt Keith, Marcelo Mayer, Emmett Sheehan, Justin Fields. The QBs you have highlighted, which is Chad's done an amazing job of that. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the amazing content. Thanks, Tom. 603 Sports Collect. So first question, 86 Fleer stickers. What do you guys think? Chad, you probably know this.
Yeah, they're a tough grade. The ones that I've had graded, the best grade I've ever gotten was a 7 through PSA. I have gotten a couple of 8s through SGC, but I've had as many come back ungradable as I have gradable. And when I get one ungradable, I used to send it. I have a Michael Jordan sticker that I pulled myself, so I know it's real. I've sent it to BGS, SGC, and PSA, and they all have come back ungradable. I finally sent it to HGA and got it graded, and it came back an 8 HGA just because I wanted it slabbed. I didn't care what it got slabbed in. It's my only PC HGA card.
Crazy. That's crazy.
So it's hard when they come back ungradable. I don't know what causes them to be ungradable, but 50% or more of the ones I've graded over the years have all come back ungradable.
That's frustrating. But
Very.
so the other grading companies, like it's worth sending them to the other grading companies.
No, my experience is when one grades it ungradable, they almost all do.
Except HGA.
HGA, I did
Very
that
nice.
just as a Hail Mary. I even sent it before I tried HGA. I even tried gem grading.
Oh God.
Just because I
thought
well, they'll grade anything, and they sent it back as ungradable. And I thought I mean, that was a slap in the face of all slaps, like
that's bad.
I just sent it to the most, lowest grading company ever, and they sent it back ungradable. I'm like, do they know what this? I mean, come on, no.
Do they know who I am?
Yeah, do you know who I am?
We got a bunch more questions, but I want to. Have you tried Tag?
I have not.
Will you try it?
The game?
Yes. I absolutely will try it.
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
It's very cool. Their booth at the Mint Collective was amazing. Super cool. And Jeremy Lee and I had a conversation and did a show together on the channel. Talked a little bit about Tag. Check that out. Okay. Robert DeVito, premium member. In your recent podcast, you guys discussed potential prospects to target for people on limited budgets, just getting started in the flipping aspect of the hobby. Would you recommend getting their variation and parallel rookie cards instead of the rookie autos?
Well, if he's talking baseball, the rookie autos are not what I would recommend anyway. But I would, anytime you can afford getting a variation over a chrome, then yes, go for that.
Yeah, so including their first Bowman auto, which is technically not a rookie auto, would you rather have a auto 199 or like a refractor or something like that that's not an auto of a Bowman Chrome first, or would you rather have a base auto Bowman Chrome first?
So I literally just sold a Sapphire out of 99 Bowman first of Termar Johnson, PSA 10. And it's not an auto or anything like that, but I just sold it for $150 or something like that. So, there's still money to be made on parallels. It's just a matter of sometimes people get caught up in what they got, and then they start looking at the color and they're like, yeah, this is a red. It's worth $10,000. And I'm like, this guy is not even this guy's never even seen 10,000 pitches, bro. Like, just relax with it.
Okay.
But that probably doesn't come across super translatable.
So my answer is kind of, it depends on the situation and depends on the card. I think that they're equally as flippable for profit, autos and the parallels, like the serial numbered non-autos. But Chad, how would you clarify this for Robert?
Well, if he's PCing it, go for the autographs. If he's flipping it, I say do whatever's in your budget. I think that the parallels are just as easy to sell as the autographs. Lefty kind of made me jealous here last week with his 2 blue Colt Keiths, and I have not been able to find a blue Colt Keith auto for less than what he paid for his 2, which is really irritating me. So just today, while I was I was in the pool and got out of the pool, and then I was watching my kids in the pool, I bought a blue Colt Keith non-autographed card. Just because I was looking for parallels since I couldn't find the autographs. I bought a blue non-autographed, I bought a green non-autographed, and I bought a gold non-autographed Colt Keith. So I bought 3 non-autographed colored parallels. Yeah, there they are.
So I would
one for me and one for you, Chad.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, you know what I paid
guy.
for it.
He's giving you that? What a guy.
You know what I paid for it. You tell me what you want it for.
So I would clarify this for Robert as they are both great, and there's probably just as much, if not more, opportunity to go after a non-autographed serial numbered color version of a guy, like a real guy, not like a fake guy, like Lefty's saying this guy doesn't even have X amount of at-bats guy, but a legit person. And if it fits your budget, to go get, an auto 50 Jackson Churio versus like an auto, I'm throwing that out there. Then do that, or even an auto 299 or something, auto 199. Like if the auto or the refractor auto is too much, but you can afford the serial numbered, even if it's like not the first. I mean, if it's the top overall prospect and it's not his first, but it's an auto 50 or something, like I think that is also a play as much as going after like the base auto.
Yep.
Yeah, so I agree. I think that the serial numbered. I love refractors, and I love the fact that the refractors in Bowman First are the lowest serial or highest serial numbered. To $4.99 makes them a little bit more affordable. I like the way they look. So for my
It's
PC,
a pretty significant jump though.
Yeah, for my PC, I love the I collect the refractor serial numbered. I don't have I have a few autos, but if I can't get an auto in my budget, I go for my default is the refractor Bowman First.
Yeah, it's a play. There's a lot of opportunity there, Robert. So thanks for the question. Keep them coming. Jeff from Dinged Corners has a couple of things for us today, and one of them, if you thought my SI for Kids play was outstanding, we mentioned this on the Sports Card Strategy show a couple weeks ago, but there's this Slam Deck France, Team France Slam Deck 2023. People like Jeff went out and actually ordered a bunch of these team sets. So he ordered a friend of his, and he ordered 20 sets of this, and he got them back and just got the grades back at PSA. Doesn't have the cards yet, but he'll have the cards any day now, but has the photos of the cards. Jeff said he heard they made 1,500 of them. Low pop, current pop report is 1.9 and 5 10s before hours. The first 2 10s went for around $500 each a few days ago. And then plenty of raw available on eBay for $80 to $120 right now. That's crazy. He says, how should we maximize the return? There are a lot of if we had more time, if they were graded sooner, what ifs, but we're here now and we have PSA images of the cards, and the NBA draft is starting in 1 week and 5 hours, which is actually like now 4 days. That was when he submitted the question. Sorry, Jeff. I could run some draft night ending auctions, some buy it nows with quantity, but the pop report will jump with these. I'm worried about holding them. Yeah, you should not hold them. One idea could be to sell the 9, and he has 9 10s. He has 1 9 and 9 10s. The stretch goal is to get 10K gross sales from these 20 cards. Excited to hear your thoughts. He has an update since he submitted this question. He listed 1 PSA 9 and 1 PSA 10 yesterday on the 3-day auctions ending Sunday night. He also listed 5 for 7-day auctions ending Thursday, which is right when the draft starts. His deal partner is going to keep 3 for his PC, which means he still has 10 more to sell. I'm going to let the 2 auctions going today end before deciding if I list a few buy it nows. 5-day auctions ending on draft night. Basically, there's 6 PSA 10s. He's listed a bunch of them, and 5 of them are already at $330 or more. So this is less of a question and more of like a look at me and this Wembanyama play. It's awesome, and it is crazy. Like, look at this.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of BGS. There's a bunch of BGS gem mints. There's even a BGS pristine 10. These things are just flying off the shelves.
Yeah, that's a good play for you, bud.
Sell them all
Congratulations.
now. Like these are
don't-
not going to have long term.
Maybe keep one of them, but don't.
But don't worry about the draft night. The Wembanyama hype is great enough that if it's a week after the draft night, we already know he's going to the Spurs. So it's like the draft night is just a night. There's going to be no surprise. There's going to be no hype. The hype was over when the Spurs got the number 1 pick. I don't think Thursday night's draft night does a damn thing for the Cards. I think it's irrelevant. That's already passed. We know he's going to the Spurs. So don't get hung up on you got to get rid of him by Thursday. I think Thursday's going to come and go and nobody's going to care because they already know he's going to the Spurs. I think you've got a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Take your time, get rid of them. I don't think they're going to drop off the table after Thursday.
Good point. 2 words for you. Summer League. Summer League.
I think the bigger hype is when he goes and plays that first Summer League game and he drops a triple-double or he drops 30 points, that card could double. Okay, 2 words for you. Bowl, Summer League.
Exactly.
Last year, I had a silver 10 bowl that I bought for $10. Bowl dropped 33 points in an early Summer League game last year. I put it on for auction and it brought $104 on a 7-day auction. At 7 days after Summer League, I would hold Summer League.
Drives prices.
All right,
Summer
let
League
me give you 2 words. Chet Holmgren.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sells well, dude.
No, he could get injured, bro.
No. They're going to play. They're going to play in the Summer League. It's going to be there's no way Adam Silver lets this guy not play in the Summer League. He's playing in the Summer League.
Yeah, you don't want to hold.
I'd hold
I'm
one
saying
or
is
two.
you don't hold all of them because what if?
Dude,
I'd
Chet
hold
Holmgren
one or two.
No. I was not thinking of the same context of Chet Holmgren when you said that. Chet Holmgren didn't get injured in the Summer League. He got injured in a pickup game at something.
But to Lefty's point, anything can happen. I would hold 1 or 2 of the 10s for Summer League and get rid of the rest of them before Summer League happens. But I just don't think there's any hype based around the hype on Thursday night is going to be where does Scoot go?
Yeah, there's more downside. I agree. There's more risk in holding Wembanyama past the draft, but I think there's going to be Summer League hype, and that's when you should just unload all of it. Like all of it should be gone by Summer League. I see what Lefty's saying, but what I'm thinking is Chet Holmgren still sells well. He still sells well, and he was out for the entire year. So anyway, moving along, just real quick on this. Cody Cabreros emailed me. He's a fan of the podcast. He has a unique way of funding his PC. He figured out he's crazy good at arcade games, and he's been using it to fund his PC. Check him out at TikTok. His TikTok handle is Mob the Arcade, MOB the Arcade. And basically what happens is like he won a PS5 and then he sold the PS5 and bought cards. And I've never heard of that before, but
let's go.
Hey, good work. Cody, thanks for listening to the show. Joshua Flake asked a question for Lefty in the wrong chat on the wrong show. So I wanted to make sure that we answered it. Lefty, I have a 2011 Heritage Ernie Banks with an on-card auto. I think it's a 1962 anniversary replica card, but it's a Topps authentic auto. Would you sell it raw or grade it, auction, or buy it now?
I would sell it raw, and I would put it for buy it now.
Okay. Brian Steeler 714.
Is that the same answer you would give, Chad?
Absolutely.
Cool. Brian Steeler 714. We love this guy. Off topic. Wondering who your PC guys are. Going to my first national. Want to bring you guys something for all you do. Thanks, Brian. We love you.
That's
Best
awesome.
card show on the web. Much appreciated. Who are your PC guys? Chad's looking at 1 million. So
yeah.
that's going to
Maurice
take
Cheeks.
a couple hours.
I like Mo Cheeks. Adrian Beltre is a big fan of mine, or I'm a big fan of his. He's a big fan of mine too, I'm sure.
Of course.
But Elvis Andrews, and Everton players, and those cards are super cheap because they suck.
Up the toffees. Okay.
Thank you, Paul. That's great. Just up the toffees. Keeps me alive at night.
Saying that right?
Knowing that you know the toffees.
That's correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
dude. So sorry. I just got to tell you this. The MLS striker, FC Cincinnati striker, is being linked to Everton. How awesome would that be for me? That's all I'm saying.
That sounds like you're brokering that deal.
Yeah, it sounds like my FIFA.
Sounds like you're the agent. Like, you're his agent.
It's my FIFA profile.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
That would just be so cool if Brandon Vasquez went to Everton.
I'd have a field day.
My PC is non-existent, but my favorite player of all time is Irvin Magic Johnson. He's got a lot of cards. And Brian Steeler 714, thanks for the thought. You really don't need to get me any Irvin Magic Johnson stuff, but that's my guy. Chad, just pick one person, please.
Nolan Ryan. Cool. Love it.
How about this?
Lefty likes Nolan Ryan.
I do.
Okay. Have you guys heard of a guy named Buckeye Dill? Has he been on this show yet? Because he's got another question. It's unlimited. It is unlimited advice. I did sell it as unlimited advice. So here we go. Paul Schmidt's Buckeye Dill has been a little worried since Volpe's 2020 Bowman Chrome First has been dropping a bit since he started buying them raw, got them back from PSA, tried a 7-day auction with one of the PSA 10s and just sold it for $70 plus shipping. Not too shabby, as I'm all in for $37 on this card. Was hoping to get above 80, but I'll take the win. I have a second PSA 10 listed for $100. Buy it now. My PSA 9 is listed at $30. Buy it now. I'll probably hang on to the other 5 PSA 10s for a bit, hoping his numbers rise this summer. Though I'm debating if I could get $70 for them, maybe just unload all of them now and roll the profits into the next play. The whole process is exciting and such a cool feeling when you get that sold message from eBay and need to package up their cards. Thanks for all of your guidance, Buckeye MFing Dill. What do you guys think?
I've been on this train. Volpe's not the guy that I want to invest in. He's not Jeter, which he's going to get comparisons to all day long. He's not a power hitting shortstop. He's a average major league shortstop, and that's not what his prices are reflecting. So get rid of him while you can.
I think so too. I mean, Chad, the whole point of Chad's play was to quick flip, right? And then we just talked earlier on in this show about moving off of things.
Look at a great example for this is people loved Gleyber Torres when he came up. And he was touted as like a next Yankees shortstop, and then he's still good, but he didn't live up to that profile that these Yankees players are trying to put into the next Jeter or whatever, and you're going to lose money. So get rid of him.
Buckeye, get rid of him. All signs point to getting rid of him. Kendall even said we're entering one of the best time periods to sell baseball cards. So do that. Yeah. All right. Another one from Jeff at Dinged Corners. This one's kind of cool. So this one's already passed, and it's passed on purpose because he didn't want me talking about it before the auction ended, which makes sense, but still really relevant to the audience. So Jeff wanted to make a play on this. Kylian Mbappe 2017 Select Unlimited Potential Gold Prism rookie out of 10 in a BGS 10 black label. So that's Jeff awesome. Clearly has great taste in sports card investments. And the question that he had to me, which I answered earlier, was what is your have to buy it for price? What is your might not get rich, but you'll never regret it at that price? And what is your no fly zone? And I came back, and Jeff and I were pretty much on the same page with this. I said, you have to buy it for that price was $15K. And I said this because I think in theory, its high would have been December 2022 around the World Cup. You might not get rich, but you'll never regret it at that price. I said 22.5 to 25K. I think that I elaborated basically saying that, like, I think this card will probably always sell for around 21 to 22K at any point in the next 3 to 10 years. That was my thought on that. My no fly zone was 25K plus, because for me, it's an element of risk that you don't, like, that's just introduces too much loss for me in that scenario. This, as you can see here, this did go for 21,000 on PWCC. But I wanted to throw this out there to you guys too, because, like, what's your take on this card and these types of, because we don't talk about this level of card that much on our show. I know a lot of other shows do. We typically don't. But what's your guys' take on if you add up all the money we all spend, like, it's not like we don't spend this much money in a year on sports cards. We definitely do. So, like, if we were all to go a route like this into one card instead of all the different cards that we're buying all the time, what's your guys' thought on going after something like this?
I can't wait for the day that I can buy a $21,000 Mbappe. I mean, look at what it says underneath his name.
Unlimited potential.
Come on.
I agree. The other thing too, there wasn't a lot of time for me to mention this when we were talking about Messi to Miami on the show the other day. But I have kind of an inside source on Mbappe, because a good friend of mine in Nashville runs an accounting firm, and he used to run a sports agency, and he and his friend ran it together, and they represented a bunch of NFL players. Long story short, one of his good friends is, like, Mbappe's business manager. And inside scoop is that, like, Mbappe really cares and has prioritized his U.S. arrival one day, like, coming into the U.S. And that's probably not as much inside scoop as I thought it was, because that's probably already out there and stuff. But that's, like, real from the Mbappe camp for sure. And so, I mean, that's going to be another huge thing for him. And the dude's still, like, not even 25 yet. I think maybe 25,
He's 23.
23. I mean, he's 23. This dude's going to be around for a long time. So that's huge.
If this had Mbappe
24
won the World Cup, that card would be a $50,000 to $75,000 card right now. No, might have been 100,000. What makes this card unique is not only is it a 1 of 1, it's in a black label.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a 1 of 1. Isn't it a 1 of 1? Oh, it's out of 10. But you're in a black label, pristine label. I mean, that's.
Did he buy this card?
He didn't buy it. He I think his limit was closer to, like, the 15. I don't know. He didn't say, like, what he just asked me what I would do. I don't think he said.
But he didn't buy it.
He did not. He did not.
That's a shame.
The other thing is,
I think this card's worth 50 to 60K soon.
Yeah, I agree. I would have my no questions asked, you got to buy that card is 20 grand. I think I'd have been a little bit queasy at 30 grand, but I think that's a $50,000 to $75,000 potential card within the next 3 years, between now and the next World Cup.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
On what he does.
All right, Jeff. Hopefully you're not upset with that answer, because Chad thinks you could have.
That card is sick.
I agree.
2.5x'd it, but hey, you know what? You still got the money in your pocket, so you can make.
I mean, hell, if he's got 15 grand, there's other awesome plays.
Yeah, you still got a lot of good plays to make.
For sure.
We
like Aaron Rodgers. You can go out and buy some Aaron Rodgers.
Not even going to win 4 games this year.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
How about 15 grand on Holland?
Shoot.
Yeah. He's another. I mean,
how about 15 grand on Jude Bellingham? The boy's 19 years old.
Is he still a buy?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's 19. Yeah. And he hasn't hit any markers with the English national team that Mbappe has already hit.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to win a bunch of Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. This boy is incredible. And I'm super glad that I got a color blast of his.
If he does well at Real Madrid next year, his cards are going to double, maybe triple next year.
So going to nooffseason.com and clicking on Jude Bellingham on the soccer card rankings, like if you just see, you can see like what his autos are going for, and they're actually like very reasonable in my opinion.
Then that's awesome.
So maybe
him that way for now.
Maybe Jeff, you should do that, and then just
go nutty. Just go nutty on Jude Bellingham autos.
15,000 worth of Jude autos is what
I really do think that like he's going to take that extra step into that upper echelon of Haaland and Mbappe. Typically, there's two to three players per generation that fight for Ballon d'Or year after year after year. And right now, it's Mbappe and Haaland, and they're waiting for that third person to step up. And I think it could be Jude Bellingham.
That's interesting. So Jude like has non-rookie autos that are like serial numbered in PSA 10 for like less than $500. So I mean, I don't know. Like there's just a lot. I
might flip these Colt Keiths into some Jude Bellingham.
He's got a lot of options, a lot of investable cards, which could be good and bad. But I mean, I think it's good for the buyer to have all these different options, right? Topps Chrome Champions League rookie auto 2020. 3 days left, $137. I mean, that's going to go for much more, but this is affordable stuff here for Jude. So I like it. This is why you guys are critical to the content, because you're bringing in all these other angles that I don't think about, especially.
I'd look. I mean, if clearly there's some bankroll there at $20,000, $15,000. Whether it's PC or for his card shop or whatever he's doing.
Yep.
If you're going to do the Bellingham play, do an NT numbered to 5 or 10 or 15. Get a low numbered RPA, pristine Bellingham. Matter of fact, get 2-3 of them. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, he's not going. He's not going anywhere.
Okay,
but I would go NT low serial numbered RPA.
That's what I did with Pulisic. So, and I'm happy with it. So
nice. And you have it right now?
Yeah. You want to see
Sweet. It? Sure. We got one more question, and then I'll let you guys go. Right, good work on this. You gonna sniff the case like Hughes does?
He doesn't have the gun boxes like I do.
That was so funny when that came up, and then Chad's like, "I've got those," and he sends me a picture of like 4 of them.
Mine's actually immaculate, not National Treasure. Sorry.
Okay.
That's close. That's
nice.
Sweet. Still got the sticker on it.
Well, out of 10.
Great signature. All right. Awesome. I like that guy. He was fun to watch in this last World Cup. Eric Johnson is the real name of Legacy Sports Card 704. Eric Johnson asks, "Hey guys, just a quick question regarding what cards I should be selling these days. Soccer, football, basketball, F1, and baseball. Am I thinking we are too close to football? Am I too early?" This is a question about selling. I mean, we talked about this on the show already. Let's just reiterate. This is not the time to really sell anything. Maybe a little bit of baseball, right?
It's a time to overlist baseball cards.
Okay.
Like list them higher now. Overlist them higher than what they're going for currently. But you want them on the platform. You want your card to be like 4th or 5th in line. So when they start running, people start grabbing.
Jude Bellingham. God, I mean, SGC 1010, 2020 Topps finest rookie auto. $800 or best offer.
Let's see it.
We need to bring back the gauntlet, right?
Oh, yeah. The gauntlet is sick.
I used to love the gauntlet. I used to love that. Before I even started chiming in, I thought that was my favorite part of your guys' show was the gauntlet.
Okay,
I'd be sitting there going, "No, Lefty, no!" I'd be hollering at my screen.
You're an idiot.
All right, we need to bring back the gauntlet because because this is gauntlet type stuff, right? Because it's like should I buy this or should I buy that? And I feel like that's relevant to everybody. Like, because I'm thinking this is what
offer that third one, $350, and then if he sells it to you, crack it.
Okay. Yeah. So like, yeah, that's a good call. So then, but Chad doesn't like that though. Chad doesn't do that.
Yeah, I've never cracked a card.
No, you never cracked the PSA 8 and sold it raw. Well, you don't like the move. You don't like the move of cracking a PSA 8 and selling it raw. Is my point.
I don't. But that doesn't mean that other people can't do it. Just because I don't. It's the same thing. That reason. I mean, it's the same reason why I don't sell when I don't take advantage when somebody dies. I wait 10 days to sell their stuff. I believe in
ethical man.
I believe in making money in this, but yes, there are ethical standards that I go by that I just refuse to. It's still a hobby, guys. Come on.
This is a card that old Paul would have bought, like 2021, 2022 Paul. But like now I look at it and I go, and this is why I thought of the gauntlet, because Lefty and I used to be like, well, because I would pick cards that had slightly things wrong with them, and then see like
it's like an awesome card.
Lefty would be like, damn it, like this would be perfect, but and I'm like, I know, that's why I picked it. Like this one is like Topps finest.
Stay away from Topps finest soccer autos. They don't sell worth a damn.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like I looked at this, and I'm like,
I lost my butt early on, and when I first started doing soccer, I bought a ton of Topps finest autos because I was like, oh, there's some, good deal on this one. They didn't. I lost my butt on Topps finest autos. Yeah, if you're gonna get a soccer auto, it better be Topps Chrome, maybe
or something
Sapphire
nicer.
Chrome, or Immaculate, or National Treasures. Or Obsidian. I love Obsidian.
Everybody loves Obsidian. Yeah, like people love Obsidian. Merlin. What about Merlin? Lefty kind of likes Merlin, but is that more of a PC thing, or is that?
No, Merlin sells well. It's a Topps product.
How about this one? Let's go, boys.
I can't
bring it into the big screen here.
Alex Morgan, Obsidian auto.
Oh, she's our #1 soccer card ranking right now.
She's awesome.
#1. She's #1 at nooffseason.com. All right, everybody. This is the Overflow Show. Super fun with Chad and Lefty. Usually it's just me on the Overflow Show. This is way better. Thanks, guys. Good work. Hopefully we answered everyone's questions very well for them. Keep the questions coming. Thank you for your support. Stay subscribed past your free trial period, people, and you'll get the premium pack. We're going to let Lefty and Chad go because we're going to see him again real soon. Everybody.
Love you guys.
Rock music. Love you too.
Take care. Awesome.
Good night, guys.
Good night.